when I started using it, thank God that time there was the COVID stuff.
Yeah.
Then I they shy.
Yeah, they shy.
Because then I really they shy.
Yeah.
And so mostly then I they use nose mask.
Oh.
Yes. So I was using the nose mask to hide from people. Because someone will just come and sit in the motor and then the person will be just saying, and you wanna wear Juma or Roman hospital. Say me say, madam, I say you keep on lying. I'll come and meet you. Me when I'm driving the Pragya, people really engage me a lot because I'm a kind of a funny guy.
Yeah.
In fact, sometimes it's very funny. Yeah. A lot of people take the Pragya because they feel it is cheap in a way. So sometimes you will just pick somebody and then the person, just small amount that the person has to pay, the person will be begging you. And what man will say, so my advice is that if you are a young guy and you want to enter into the Pragya business, beginning you should try and learn how to drive it yourself. Okay. Get a license and then use it.
So imagine going to the pharmacy and seeing a young, very handsome gentleman behind the counter. Then later in the day, you're in town and you see the same guy, the same handsome young man cruising in town with a Pragya. Well, that is the story we have today. Meet Steve. Steve, you're welcome.
Oh, how was that?
Steve, you're a trained pharmacist. So what's up with being a Pragya driver?
Okay, thank you for your question. Now.
Sure.
First of all, I will just clarify this.
Okay.
My profession is that I'm a pharmaceutical scientist.
Okay.
So
there's a difference between being a pharmaceutical scientist and being a pharmacist.
Yes.
Okay.
So the thing is, when you come to the pharmacy, a hospital pharmacy, we have a lot of professions there. Within the pharmacy.
Yeah.
So I am a pharmaceutical scientist. So we have the pharmacist there, we have the pharmacy technology, and then a technician. So I just want to correct you on this, that I'm a pharmaceutical scientist, but I practice as a pharmacy technologist at the hospital.
Okay. Charlie, the explanation be long way.
A long way.
But then, like me, I'm not really the barber, but I should say those guys in the comment section, them too, they know inside. But for the purpose of this conversation moving forward, I'll just refer to you as a pharmacist. Okay. Because pharmaceutical scientists, then I don't go carry, honestly. So moving forward, pharmacist for today, okay. And even when I went through your YouTube channel, I saw a pharmacist.
Really?
Yes. That's what I saw. So Charlie. So you've basically done a little bit of introduction, but then just introduce yourself to the audience.
Okay. So my name is Stephen Ekiyoko.
Okay.
And then, like I said, I'm a pharmaceutical scientist.
Mm-hmm.
And then I work at one orthopedic hospital in Koforidua here.
Okay.
So that is basically something small about me.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, what's the story here? What's the story between a pharmacist and then driving of a Pragya? And by the way, I watched your videos, the 2 videos on your channel at the time of recording. The first video, you referred to the vehicle, the tricycle, as keke. And then the second video, you said Pragya. So is it Pragya or is keke the name of the vehicle?
Okay, the issue is that mostly we call that tricycle. Yeah. That is the name that we mostly call. That is the Pragya.
Yeah.
That is the name that we often use. Yeah. So I think for the first video, we were just maintaining that because in some other places they call it keke as such, but we mostly know as keke Pragya.
Okay.
Yes.
I come from Navongo, and in Navongo it will surprise you that they have a whole different name they call it.
Wow.
Do you want to hear?
Yeah, I want to hear some of the names.
Mahama Kandu.
Really?
Yes, that's what they call it in Navongo, Mahama Kandu.
Wow.
Some people also call it keke, and yes, but then literally, I don't even know if you know why they call it Mahama Kandu. They should probably leave a comment in the comment section because I also don't know why. Now, a lot of people buy a Pragya and then they give, moving forward, you refer to it as a Pragya or a tricycle. A lot of people buy a Pragya, then the norm is that they give it to somebody and the person drives it or rides it around. But in your case, you even have a job you're doing, but then you still try to make time. So why didn't you give it out to somebody to drive and you decided to do it by yourself?
Oh, okay. I think this is a very good question that you've asked me.
Okay.
But the issue that when I started with the Pragya business, where like I bought some of the Pragya and then people were using it for me earlier.
Okay.
So I was having a lot of people that were just driving what I have. Uh-huh. But it got to some time, there were the guys, some of them, they were just misbehaving in a way. So maybe if you have two or three, then you have to sell some, and then I maintain one. You can just use it yourself. So in my case, it's because of the attitude of the guys. That is why.
So you had more than one?
Yes, it was. That is first.
Yes, yes.
But for now, I think it's only
just
one. Yes, yes.
So you had just like, but then the guys were misbehaving.
Yes.
Attitude, culture.
That is it.
Yes. And so now that you had maybe like you had more than one, at the time you had more than one, and now when looking at your profit margin, when you had more than one, were you making more profit as compared to now you're just a single person and you don't even ride it in 24 hours? So looking at the profit margin, does it make sense that you drive it alone?
Yes. I think my advice is that sometimes when you have maybe when you are into a transport business and then you drive it yourself, I think you earn more.
You earn more
as compared to maybe you giving it to people.
So if I become a church owner, does that mean that did you know how to drive a Pragya, or you learned it?
No, some of the guys that they've been using for me. And so it got to some time, they were just, like I was just saying, misbehaving. So I find a way of letting one of them
teach you. He didn't know he was coming to
yeah, that's basically the thing.
He didn't know he was coming to take your job.
I never thought of that. Yeah.
Okay.
So one of them taught me, and then
So you have a license?
Yes, I have a valid license. Yeah.
Okay, before you go and hit somebody and be in trouble.
I'll be serious.
Okay. So like in Ghana here, a lot of people, when doing a transport business, there are usually a lot of stories that go by. So like, what are some of the interesting stories you encounter and some of the weird things you meet on the streets when you are cruising with your Pragya?
This thing, a lot of people, let me just use this word in quotes. I see the Pragya, those who drive the Pragya in some way. So most of the people don't really respect the Pragya drivers.
Yeah.
So sometimes you will just pick somebody, and then the person might maybe whether they don't know the kind of person that you are.
Yes.
And then once you are a Pragya driver, they can just use any words on you. Yes,
there's prejudice against Pragya drivers.
A lot.
There's prejudice.
A lot.
That's true. Do you know that when Pragya came in Ghana, in Koforia, I didn't use some for a whole year. I was very scared because accidents were happening and stuff like that. So I was like, you will never see me in this thing for my life.
Wow.
But then it's surprising that one day I wanted to go to town. The taxis that were passing by, they were full. And then the money I even had, if I want to take a taxi and go and come back,
to be a problem.
Maybe I will remain in the market.
Wow.
So I was like, let me try a Pragya. And when I tried it, fresh air, it was very lively. The driver was so engaging, and so I really had fun. So apart from say the prejudice against Pragya drivers, what other moments stand out in your daily activities when you're driving a Pragya?
Sometimes you can pick somebody, and then the person might, let's say, the person has a destination that he or she might be going.
Yes.
And then you will pick that person, and then before the person will reach to the destination, the person will tell you, I will stop here. Maybe assuming the distance is not far from where he or she picked you to the destination. And then before you reach the place, the person might just tell you that I will make me pass. And I stop him. Because when you consider the distance, you can't take the person money. You get it?
Really?
Yes. And then it means that in a way, the person pretend, was shared and why they.
So if I'm to get you straight, if I'm to get you, say, I'm going to a journey that is like 5 kilometers, but I intentionally pretend that like I'm going to a journey that is like 100 kilometers. So you know that money is coming. So like, let's go.
Yeah.
But then you drive for 3 minutes and you be like, I'll get down our light here. So when you look at it, you be like, nah, I can't take you money.
That is even a different way.
Okay.
But I mean, maybe you were just picking them on the roadside.
Okay.
And then the person, where do you pay you pay or to any cry now, obey do baby on by own so quickly. And then before you realize, I will land here. So there is no need for you to take the person.
Yes. You take. So has there ever been a situation like that? You'll be like, nah, Meji.
Oh, no. For me, I mean, some has like it been to me pain.
Then you're very understanding.
Oh yeah,
you're very understanding. If it is me, I'll take Papa.
Well,
because that's deceit. Me, I'll take my money. And yes, the people will come and see us there.
I mean, when you are in the business, you understand it more. Sometimes it's not.
It's not anything.
So, yeah.
Before you make money, that's why you're saying what you're saying. Okay, me, I'm a very young man. Like, I also want to get into the business. What advice do you have for somebody, a new person like me, who is literally clueless about the business and I want to get into it? What should I look out for and what should I take note of before I even start thinking of acquiring a Pragya?
Okay, so my answer to your question is that the reason why I even entered into Pragya business here, aside my job, that most of the graduates, when they are out of school, and then when they are out of school and then they find a job doing. You see, sometimes they find it difficult to do other side also in addition to what they do. So me, for instance, I just noticed what was going around on in Koforidua here. So that is what I took advantage of. So my advice is that if you are a young guy and you want to enter into the Pragya business, beginning, you should try and learn how to drive it yourself.
Okay.
Get a license and then use it.
Is it difficult to acquire licenses?
No.
It's not difficult.
It's not really difficult. Once you have the requirement, I think the only thing that you need for now is the Ghana card.
Okay. Just a Ghana card?
Yes. But the licenses, I think they use the motor licenses for both Pragya and everything. Okay. But for me, I have the A and B. That's it.
So does that mean that a foreigner can't drive a Pragya in Ghana?
For that one, I'm not sure. I don't have my data on that. Okay. But I doubt.
Yeah. Because it's the Ghana card.
But mostly, I think we've been seeing a lot of Nigerians driving the Pragya in town.
Yeah.
So I think I can't.
Maybe they have Ghana cards. Who knows?
I mean, it look weird.
Okay, so you advise a person to learn how to drive the Pragya.
Yes, and then use it for like on when you Okay. Yeah, I think
just like what you're doing.
Just like what I'm doing.
Is it because of the terrible experiences you had with other people? That's why you're advising people to like do it themselves. Because there are some people, they want to do the business, they have passion for the business, but then they don't want to do it themselves. They just see it as an investment. Let my money work for me and let me manage it. Because there are some people there that own trotro, but then they are not trotro drivers. So me too, I want to do such a business. So does that mean that it's set up to fail?
No, because like you were just saying, even with the transport business, what people are doing is to buy for people to use.
Exactly.
But in my case, because of what I experienced.
Okay, so you are giving the advice from your experience.
Yes.
Okay.
So media nke kamenkwa kawa toward nesu anachi. Not drive it. Let me just use
that leads me to the next question.
Okay.
So here is the case: you are working and you are still driving a Pragya. How do you manage both hustles? How do you make time? Because I know in the health sector, it's very difficult, time and stuff like that. Some people will be like, I'm on duty. So how are you able to juggle the two?
Okay. The issue is that with the Pragya business as a side hustle to what I do, I don't mostly get all the time to drive the keke because of my work, like you were saying. But when you come to the hospital setup, we have a shift system. So within the 24 hours, you can be positioning a particular let me say shift, and then maybe you can use the rest to do the hustle stuff.
So okay, that means listen, with the way I like money, there be some way, because that means that if I work from Monday to Friday, it means maybe when I close at 5 p.m., the rest of the day I can use it for that, or maybe the weekends. I also,
Yes.
in life, you have to lose something to get
Hmm.
something. Because if you give it to people, they are working 24/7, so the money will be coming plenty. So that's what I have an issue with, because you are lucky you're in the health sector where you have off days you can. But somebody that works consistently for like 5 good days, some people even 6 days, I'm not sure they'll have time to like. Or what do you think?
Oh yeah, for them,
Yeah,
I don't think they will have time for that, because if your work doesn't permit that shift system that I'm talking about,
yeah,
it will be very difficult for you to
yeah,
do the
yeah.
Pragya business. Yeah,
I'm sure those guys to also find a way around it. We are human beings. We all come from a family, right?
yeah.
So, what was your family's reaction when they learned that you wanted to do this thing by yourself? Were they like, "Oh, this thing is dangerous. People are dying, so don't do it"? And they're like, "Charlie, go for the bag, bro." What was your family's reaction when they realized that you wanted to do this by yourself?
Hmm. I think there's another good question too that you've asked.
Yeah.
But when I started to do the Pragya thing,
Mm-hmm.
like I said earlier, that beginning I bought it for people to use
Yeah.
for me.
Yeah.
And so as at that time, I mean, like you are into a transport business, and then it's cool. I
Yeah.
mean,
So they don't
everybody,
have
your
an
family
issue with
people, yeah,
that.
yeah.
Yeah.
But when it goes to the time that maybe they will call you and then you tell them you are outside driving motor, and then you could just see the kind of words
Yeah.
that they will be throwing at you.
So how did you
Uh,
manage? How do you manage that?
the thing is that it's life. You see the thing. So and then I just it's something that I have decided that I will
You
do.
do, yeah.
Yes. So once I'm into it, it's money that we are all
Mhm.
trying to get here
Yeah.
in a way. So once I just have to be careful when I go out there, and then that is all.
Okay.
Yeah.
Your parents are concerned about you. It's normal.
Hmm.
The next question I have for you is you see, we are in a city, but it's not a very big city. So have you ever been cruising on your tricycle, your Mahama can do? Have you ever been cruising on it and somebody sees you and be like, yo, somebody recognizes you and be like, doctor, Ghana, everybody, whether you're a nurse, you're a midwife, or whatever, we call you doctor. So have you ever been cruising, then somebody sees you be like, hey, doctor? Has there been a situation like that?
Oh, a lot.
They see
A
you.
lot. So mostly when I started using it,
Mhm.
thank God that time there was the COVID stuff.
Yeah, COVID.
So beginning I was then I dey shy.
Yeah, they shy.
Because then I really dey shy.
Yeah.
And so mostly then I dey use nose mask.
No.
Yes, that is what I was using for some years.
Yeah.
Yes, I was.
Yes.
Yeah.
Eh.
That is the COVID time, so you could just see we were even protecting ourselves with it.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I was using the nose mask to hide from people, because someone will just come and sit in the motor, and then the person will be just saying, "Enye una we juma or Roman hospital. Enye una we say me say madam, me pass enye me. Also boy, me say madam, me pass.
This guy can lie.
I say you keep on lying. I'll come and meet you. It's me they hold them family. So you see, it do happen. A lot of people.
Yeah,
Okay. A lot of people.
Because this place, if it was like in Accra and a different big city, maybe you can go to a whole different place. But here, there's a very small town, so I'm sure people meet you.
Oh yeah, for sure.
One thing, this one is basically about life in general.
Oh, okay.
What are some of the lessons you've learned personal wise and like socially when like along the road during like your drives? What are some of the lessons driving a Pragya has taught you about life in general and like personally and in general? What has driving a Pragya taught you?
What I have to say about this one is that one thing I've just noticed about the Pragya thing is that a lot of people take the Pragya because they feel it is cheap in a way.
Yeah.
And then most of the people, sometimes you just pick somebody, and then the person, just small amount that the person has to pay, the person will be begging you for. To, I mean, mikura, sika we na mikura, me pass over for me ana, over for me ana. And then, I mean, a whole lot of people will be saying different kind of things because of say, a one man who say, and go for much room. ɛwɔ ɔman no ayɛ wɔ mu no.
Yeah.
And so adeɛ a memɛsua wɔ Pragya yi mu is say, I mean, like mehu how to consider people in terms of oboa nkurɔfoɔ ne ade.
Okay.
Yes. Because nkurɔfoɔ bebree naa no a sɛbi ɔmo hɔ ɛde ni bebree no ɔmo na menka sɛ ɔmo engage in the Pragya no. Nti mehu sɛ onipa no matter your level na wɔ no ɛwɔ sɛ o calm me down to anybody because you find yourself doing some work that maybe ɔmo sɛbi ɔmo nu no patronize it. And you have to be humble. That is it.
Yes. And you also realize that there's hardship in the country and that firms are.
Yeah, basically, yeah.
In Ghana, there are some places, they are known as gossip centers. Let me give you an example. A barbering shop, a hair salon, and one of the places is like a taxi driver. You can sit down and not say anything, then the taxi driver starts giving you a story about what has happened about it. Like they know everything. Are you those type of drivers that when somebody says, you start engaging with them and you're the type that I'm on my business, you don't talk, you are just driving. What type of driver are you?
Okay, so me when I'm driving the Pragya, people really, engage me a lot because of I'm a kind of a funny guy.
Yeah.
So mostly I do. People really feel cool when they take my Pragya because of how I interact with them. In fact, sometimes it's very funny. Yeah.
You haven't even shared some of your stories. So has somebody ever taken Pragya and be like, nah, I won't pay?
A lot.
So what do you do? You just let it go?
Let me just use this example. Sometimes I pick some of the training college students.
Girls or guys?
Them be girls.
Wow.
So when they got to where yes. I think they gave me money that was big.
It was a lot.
So then there's no way I could have just get change for them. So what I have to do is I have to let them go because they are students. And they were worried. But I just let them go. So you will just find a lot of instances that people will just take your money. It's normal. It's not only me. A lot of people.
So has there also been a situation where like the denomination, the money, like you also don't have change. So it'll be like, take.
Yes, it do happen.
Someone you didn't say.
I've been doing for people. So maybe if someone does you something. Yeah. I think just yesterday, some happened.
How much did the person dash you?
Oh, the thing is, 3 cedi. Someone just go down and he said I should take all the 5 cedi.
Okay.
So it's part of the work.
Yeah, you lose some, you win some.
That is it.
That's it. Okay, that's nice. Anything you want to tell the audience?
What I would like to tell people watching is that you see, no matter where you find yourself, whether you are a graduate or maybe someone that you want to just do other jobs in addition to maybe your permanent job or something. When you find yourself in a locality or a place that you think there is something that you can do there, like for instance, I am doing Pragya thing in addition to my permanent work. Don't hesitate, seek counseling and things, and then engage in that. And then I believe it will help. It will help.
Okay. So where can some people find you if they want to get into like more of your adventures, more of your contacts, know more about the price? Because this video is just about 20 minutes long, so we haven't been able to cover everything. So do you have like a social media, YouTube, like Instagram, TikTok? Where can people reach you to learn more about your content and what you do?
Okay. So because of like I said, the perception that people have about the Pragya. So I have a channel that the name is On the Move with Steve. So if you want to know a lot about the Pragya, On the Move with Steve is a channel name. You can find it on TikTok and then YouTube. And then I think that is it.
Okay. So here you have it. On the Move with Steve, the pharmacist who is also a Pragya driver.
This way the Yes.
So you have it, Steve, who is a pharmaceutical scientist.
That is it. I love that way.
So check his channel, On the Move with Steve, right?
Sure.
Yes, like, subscribe, share, and let us grow together. And anybody that wants to get into the Pragya business, also get on contact with him. On the Move with Steve. Yeah. Like, share, and subscribe. We out.